What did a recruit's mom pack that horrified the drill sergeant? I found out during week 2 of basic training at Fort Moore when we did our first real footlocker inspection. Drill Sergeant Williams was going through everyone's stuff with a fine-tooth comb. Standard procedure, looking for contraband, checking organization, making sure nobody smuggled in anything they shouldn't have. He gets to Private Jake Morrison's footlocker and stops dead. His face went from stern to absolutely disgusted in about 2 seconds. The entire bay went silent. "What in the hell is this?" Williams screamed, holding up what looked like a gallon-sized Ziploc bag filled with something brown and chunky. Morrison turned bright red. "That's my emergency protein, Drill Sergeant. My mom made it special for me." Williams examined the bag closer. It was full of what appeared to be homemade energy bars, but they looked like they'd been run over by a truck. Crumbly, misshapen, with visible chunks of stuff floating around. The smell hit us next. Even from across the room, it was overwhelming. Like someone had mixed protein powder with wet dog food and left it in a hot car for a week. "Your mother made these?" Williams asked, his voice getting dangerously quiet. "Yes, Drill Sergeant. She researched military nutrition online, found out we'd be burning lots of calories, so she made high-protein survival bars with organic ingredients." Williams opened the bag and the smell got 10 times worse. Half the platoon started gagging. Someone actually ran to the bathroom. "What exactly is in these protein bars, Morrison?" Morrison pulled out a handwritten recipe card his mom had included, started reading off ingredients like he was ordering at a restaurant. Cricket flour, earthworm protein powder, dried fish heads for calcium, pureed liver for iron, and spirulina algae for vitamins. All organic and sustainably sourced. The room erupted. Guys were dry heaving, covering their mouths, backing away from Morrison's bunk like it was radioactive. Williams just stared at this bag of what was essentially bug food that some well-meaning mother had lovingly prepared for her son. "Morrison, your mother sent you a bag of fish-flavored cricket bars that smell like they've been fermenting in Satan's armpit." "Yes, Drill Sergeant. She said regular protein bars have too many chemicals." Williams walked to the nearest trash can and dumped the entire bag. The sound it made hitting the bottom was wet and chunky, like dropping a bag of cat food mixed with pudding. Then he did something none of us expected. Started laughing. Not his usual drill sergeant laugh, but genuine disbelief. "In 15 years of training recruits, I have seen care packages with cookies, candy, letters from girlfriends. I have confiscated everything from energy drinks to comic books to stuffed animals." He looked directly at Morrison. "But you are the first soldier whose mother tried to poison him with artisanal insect protein before I could break him down properly." Morrison looked confused. "Is that good or bad, Drill Sergeant?" The rest of the platoon was still recovering from the smell. Some guys had opened windows, others were breathing through their shirts. Williams walked back to Morrison's bunk. "Son, I need you to call your mother tonight. Tell her that while the Army appreciates her concern for your nutrition, we have a perfectly adequate chow hall. And if she sends any more experimental bug food, I will personally drive to your house and have a conversation with her about appropriate care package contents." Morrison nodded frantically. "Yes, Drill Sergeant, I'll call her right away." The smell lingered in our bay for 3 days. We had to sleep with windows open despite it being February. Morrison got nicknamed Cricket for the rest of basic training. 2 weeks later, Morrison got a new care package. Normal stuff this time. Cookies, jerky, magazines. His mom had included a note apologizing to Drill Sergeant Williams and promising to stick to conventional food items. Williams kept that apology letter taped to his office door for the rest of our cycle, right next to a sign that read, "No insects, larvae, or experimental protein sources allowed in care packages." Morrison graduated with the rest of us, but he never lived down the cricket bars. Even at our graduation ceremony, Williams mentioned it during his speech. "These soldiers have survived 14 weeks of the toughest training the Army can provide. They've overcome physical challenges, mental obstacles, and Private Morrison even survived his mother's cooking."